Hi everyone, welcome to the fifth episode of the Female Thrive podcast, How to Be Attractive. Why are we drawn to some people and others not? I want you to present yourself in the best form to the world. And for that, energy, character, but also looks matter. And if you want to ignore the fact that looks do not matter, it won't make it go away, okay? Because the first impression you will have of a person is their looks. It affects every aspect of our lives, whether if you go on a date, if you are at work, or just how strangers are treating you. And the thing is that pretty privilege is a thing. When we find someone attractive, we assume that they hold many positive traits. It is the phenomenon of the halo effect. And in that context of physical attractiveness, the halo effect can lead people to assume that because someone is physically attractive, they must also possess other positive qualities such as like kindness, intelligence, or competence. And conversely, if someone has like a negative traits or characteristic, it can create a reverse halo effect, which can lead to a negative overall judgment. So, like everyone you meet, it judges you the way you look. And if you are a human being, you probably do judge others as well, even though most of the times you try to intend not to do. And here's the thing, looks are more than just the symmetry of your face or your eye color. And it starts all like with the way you dress. The majority would judge your attractiveness based on how you dress. And that's why I tell you, look clean, be clean, smell good, and look like you put effort into the way you present yourself. Get to know your body type, your fitting color. Like, what do you feel and look good in? So work with your strengths. Which body part is your favorite? What makes it stand out more? Try out jewelry, different clothing materials, or prints. So if you were the CEO of a company, would you hire yourself based on the first impression that you have of yourself? And pictures is you are this like beautiful present and you wrap yourself as beautifully as possible. How would you treat yourself when you choose the right clothing? My next point is having a good posture. A good posture indicates confidence, physical health, strength, and competence. A good posture also enhances your facial aesthetics as your spine is like straight. And most importantly, you appear more open to people approaching you. So imagine you see this very pretty woman entering the room. She wears a beautiful dress and has her hair and makeup done, but she is like hunching her shoulder and she is slouching. And then you see someone who looks maybe just average pretty, but has like this open, straight body posture with open shoulders. So think about it. Who would you rather approach and make friends with? And the thing is that when you straighten your posture, you don't only look more confident, but you also feel confident. And you non-verbally signal to other people that you are open to communicate and interact with them. The next point is that you need to take care of your energy, softening your energy, remove stress from your life. When you can become soft on the inside and move with the flow of life, and let things just roll off your back, you can become more attractive to other people. Move away from lack mentality to more of an abundance mindset, because everything you are searching is already within you. If you are relying on something outside of you to make you happy, you will never be fully happy, because the possibility of that being taken away from you is still there, okay? So figure out the feeling you are attached to and see where you can generate that feeling from things that already exist within your life. And when you do that, you're going to be able to create more of that feeling and attract more of it to you. And that's the energy that you are putting within you instead of an energy of lack. When you are afraid to let go, then you have a scarcity mindset and you have a desperation energy. And instead of thinking, if I let it go, it will never come to me, think that I already have this feeling in my life. I already experienced this before. And then think about how can I generate more of it. And sometimes I meet people who do not have like the best circumstances, but they are spreading this positive energy and they're talking about their goals and what they want to achieve, and they talk about it so highly that it becomes contagious immediately. And this is what makes someone admirable and attractive. Those people, they merely complain about their lives. They live their life and don't think about their circumstances, but they rather focus about what are the possibilities. And it all comes from the source of gratitude. So if you feel that some people are draining you, then stop giving them your energy and focus on people and things that you already have in your life that are bringing the best out of you, and make your world the best place to be and give your best every day. The next point is charisma. So you need to understand that people who are very charismatic, they were fighting in their early childhood to be loved when they grew up. So most of the time they come from a very dark place. Like if you look, for example, into Marilyn Monroe, she was struggling in her past. She came from an orphanage. Like all her life was about that she needed love, and her way of doing it was being seductive in front of the camera. If you look at John F. Kennedy, he was also very charismatic. He came from a very bad childhood and had a father who was very mean to him. So if you're wondering why some people are charismatic and some are not, it is because of their childhood. And some children in the worst circumstances, they end up bringing the best out of them. Why? Because they had to find their way. And some people who have maybe everything in their lives, they don't go very far because they don't know how to find things for themselves, you know. So that's why some people who do not have great childhood, they learn how to be resourceful and they learn how to get things on their own. So what does it require to be charismatic? To be charismatic, you need to have a blend of like warmth and competence. And they're like very, very, very smart people. They are showing up as very competent. And so they try to blow you away with their numbers, their facts, their data, and they're seen as like a bit cold and intimidating, right? And on the other side, some people are like very warm. They show up as highly likable. They're super friendly, very approachable. But some people think that they are maybe not as credible. Therefore, charisma is like the blend of both of them. And it's a great way for you to be successful. The only way actually people can open to your competence and that they want to listen to you. But as I said, most of us have like this imbalance between these two traits. It's often the cause of our social difficulties like missed potential and miscommunications. So we need this balance to succeed. And highly charismatic people use both warmth and competence cues to communicate successfully. Because think about it, we love being around people who make us feel like we are in both safe and capable hands. We like our leaders to be both highly effective and very approachable. And we look for partners we can trust with our deepest secrets and that we know we can call them in any emergency. So we want to work with people who are both like friendly and productive at the same time. So charismatic people are people who are humble and they know at the same time how they can contribute with their strengths whenever it is needed. My next point is confidence. You need to know that you are the prize. I'm telling you that it is better to be alone than to have the wrong people in your life who can potentially lower your confidence. When you are working on your goals, let's say you tell it to random people, but you know that they don't have the same aspiration, the chances will be high that they tell you not to follow your goals because they consider them, for example, as risky or not doable. Why? Because people can only think as far for others as they would think for themselves. Okay? Everything they have experienced, they will mirror it back to you. So you need to understand that they probably don't mean it in a bad way, but that everyone has a capacity of how they can perceive their life and goals. So what you can do is that you protect your confidence and ambition by being discreet about what you want in life. Another thing is that when you think you are losing friends because you have changed for the better, then this means that they were not supposed to be in your life. Sometimes you can feel lonely in your journey, but remember that you are now vibrating higher than they do. And if you are confident about your goals and path, then you don't even care about what others are talking or thinking about you anymore. When you grow, there will be always a time when you feel lonely, because this is a part of the process. And in this time frame, the best thing you can do is to work as hard as possible on yourself, just because out of self-love, and just because God has guided you so. God is basically telling you that you need to be alone so you can focus on becoming better and figure things out in your life without any distraction. So see this as an opportunity. And soon you will see that you will attract the right people, because you have trusted the process, and also you have trusted in yourself. And people who have exactly the same vibration as you do, they will enter your life. And the same goes for dating. If you are needed to a man or a woman, then you are vibrating low. When you are vibrating low, you will attract someone with a low frequency. And that's why you sometimes see people with anxious attachment styles attract people with avoidant attachments. So you need to be like in the secure attachment style. When you are secure, what you want is to be respected. What makes you attractive is that you show the person that you are dating that you are content with your life, and you are not afraid to walk away if it is not reciprocal. It is important that you have your own life and appreciate it as it is. You have so much self-love, so you know that you are the prize, and you are not afraid of letting people go who don't respect or cherish you. Now, if someone doesn't like your confidence, then this is up to them, right? Why? Because you always come before they do. When you have this attitude like, I am the prize, it doesn't even matter how much you will look like, because you will make other people perceive that you are the prize anyway. You are that confident enough. Like, they need to earn your time and your energy. And they can only earn it by respecting you and being reciprocal towards the energy that you're giving out to them. And sometimes attractive people don't even have to appear typically beautiful, but they sell themselves well, and they always put themselves first before others. So let's assume you are this insanely beautiful woman and you are acting so insecure in front of a man. In that way, you can make yourself look just ugly in the eyes of other people, because the reason is that he pursued you, therefore he finds you attractive, and a confident attitude is enough to convince him you are attractive. Like, if you don't know how to deal with it, just act as if you are. Never assume you are not attractive enough and that you have to overcompensate or chase someone. The first date is about looks, and when a man falls in love with you, he falls in love with your attitude. It is about how much you love yourself, okay? And how much you can set those boundaries when you have to. The next part is attraction by seduction. Seduction is a high form of power, because you make people feel like excitement and pleasure, and so their resistance to your ideas slowly lowers. So you have the ability to influence them and move them in the direction you want. This is what Robert Greene said in his book 48 Laws of Power. When it comes to dating, many people say they don't want to play games. They rather be themselves, like fully transparent, and just pour everything out from their heart, especially in the beginning stage, to attract this kind of certain partner. The thing is that this unfortunately won't out very well, or very rarely. So if you, for example, even look at the animal kingdom, their mating games is so elaborate. Like, seduction is a mating ritual, and the worst thing you can feel is if the person is not putting any effort into something. This is when you leave out the seduction. Seduction is a language of like gesture that we pay attention to, body language, action, things that we never say verbally, okay? So if you want to be a seductive woman with enticing feminine energy, and I'm not speaking about this like cute girl energy, but more the siren feminine energy to seduce someone, you have to start moving and talking slower, with pauses, in a calmer way. Don't rush around, don't move your hair from your head and giggle insecurely to break the silence. You need to take your time. You make eye contact, and this is what makes people confident and attractive. When you slow down, your energy changes, the way you speak changes. You are more secure, you're more deliberate in the words that you choose. You will feel more confident and aware of your emotions, how you express yourself. When you lack confidence, you usually speak faster, you move faster, your choice of words are chaotic, and you're constantly apologizing for what you say. This also means when you are, for example, on a date and there's some silence in between, then you don't feel the rush to fill in the gaps because you are comfortable with the situation as it is naturally. And when you are feeling comfortable with yourself, the other person will pick up your vibes and they feel comfortable too. So it's all about this, again, nonverbal things that you are communicating with someone. So a great seducer is someone who is outer directed. When you, for example, date someone, you don't have to this endless internal monologues about if someone like you, how you look, but you focus on the person you are on the date with, and you hear and you listen to what they say. And that gives you an idea of what they are missing in their life, of what they want, of what their needs are, what makes them an individual standing out as an individual. And then you can give it back to them and show them that you are attentive to them. And this is what makes someone attractive. So, overall, learn to picture this person you want to be, start to look and feel like this person that you would find attractive. Think of how she dresses, how she acts, how she speaks. Start to become like her and feel like her, and also have her attitude. I hope you learned something new in this episode and that I could help you further. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe and rate this episode. I'm always happy to hear about your opinion. See you next time, loves.